My friends, I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my Gemini April 2025 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. I'm calling the theme of this month, Jupiter in your sign for the last moments for 12 more years. And I'm going to start out by showing you the importance of Jupiter moving through your sign, talking about timelines, and helping you to use this energy to the fullest before Jupiter leaves Gemini. This is for you if Gemini is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Gemini placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. If you're a very late degree Gemini friend, so birthdays like June 15th through the rest of the sign, or 23 degree Gemini placement through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Cancer report, as your very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. So besides Jupiter and Gemini, we do have a ton of other things to talk about, but I am going to start out with this big thing, okay? Jupiter has a year transit through each sign. That means once in every 12 years, it moves through your sign. And it happens for around a year. This started in May 2024, and it is ending in June 2025. So that means you've got April, May into early June. We're talking about 9 weeks left to make the most of using this energy to the fullest before Jupiter leaves your sign, before it leaves your first house, before it leaves the sign of Gemini, and the kinds of things that you may see and how you can really actively use this energy. It's also good timing, and part of why I'm aligning this discussion with now, because there's so much Aries energy this month. Neptune just got into Aries for the first time in like 170 years. And it's joined the Sun, which is short term, Chiron long term, Eris long term. Mercury will get into Pisces soon in the month. Venus will will leave Pisces, go to Aries soon in the month. Venus will move to Aries soon in the month. So all of this fire energy, and also Mars will get into Leo mid-month. All of this fire energy is action. It's action-oriented, and all of those placements will also make great aspects for your Gemini placements. So if any of the things within the Jupiter in Gemini domain, or the Jupiter moving through your first house domain, if you're ready to do these things, you're going to have a lot of impetus to do it. Now, something else to know is that April 7th, Mercury will go direct, so it's still going to be a little foggy until the end of the month. Venus has been retrograde, will go direct April 12th, still going to be foggy into May. And Mars is still in its post-shadow period. So you'll get more forward movement in May and June. But April is a time where you can start planning, doing this stuff in the back scene, back behind the scenes, and kind of getting your strategy together to use this energy over the next 9 weeks. Okay, so what are the things for you to do before Jupiter leaves Gemini? First is to say yes to expanding your presence. The first house is your presence. It's how you show up in life, how people see you. And it also, Jupiter in Gemini has to do with everything Gemini, which is writing. So it may be time to say yes to expanding your presence in your social connections or online. Maybe time to start the blog, the YouTube channel, the podcast, the speaking gig. Your voice has massive weight now. All right. It's very important to know. And you've got all of these 9 or so weeks left to try to do as much with this as possible. If you're in the creative field, it's getting to be time to launch those big ideas. Now, remember about the tides I was talking about. So the tides have been coming in since September. But in February, they started changing. They started making their way out when Jupiter went direct and Mars went direct. And now here we've got Venus and Mercury going direct. Like I said, you're not going to have all the oomph that you'll have in May and June in April. But certainly these little switches are switching. And these are cogs in the wheel of the forward movement. So, you're making the steps now to get ready to launch your big ideas. And people are paying attention. This is one of the glorious things about having Jupiter, the great expander, the benefic, the bringer of luck, the bringer of broadening horizons and expanded outcomes. That is what it's doing here, okay? So people are paying attention to your voice, to your words. If you've been playing small, stop doing that. This is a time where it may be really, really time to just be seen and heard, okay? Something else that is great to do for this remaining time is to invest in learning and skill building. Now, I will let you know that as Jupiter moves into Cancer and lights up your second house of money, you will have more opportunity to get education over the following year for, making making it better for you to make money and for things like that. But you can still invest in things you may need now in order to take advantage of this launch potential. Signing up for courses, books, workshops, anything that expands your knowledge. Jupiter in Gemini is all about information. It's about taking it in and it's about putting it out. Also great to do during these remaining moments of Jupiter in your sign is to consider teaching or mentoring. If you have these valuable insights to share, which many Geminis do because they're gatherers of information, if you've been gathering information long enough and now you want to start putting it out, use this energy of Jupiter in your first house, Jupiter in your sign. If writing has ever interested you, this is definitely a golden moment. You can plant seeds now over the next 9 weeks. It doesn't mean that you have to have everything come to full fruition. Something interesting about Jupiter is that any seeds that you plant during the year that Jupiter is in that sign, in your sign, can have 12 years to bloom and blossom. So you don't have to complete and get to all of your final goals in these 9 weeks. You just can plant seeds, set the intention, lay the groundwork, take the class, do whatever it is that you want to do involving, whatever you're working on here, whether it's education, whether it's information. Something else or some other subjects to take advantage of Jupiter on is to say yes to trips and travel and conferences and unexpected and expected invitations. This is a sign that wants to move, right? You all have mobility and your next opportunity can come from outside your usual circle. So it may be time to spin out and take an opportunity. If you've ever wanted to study or work abroad, that is also something that this energy is fantastic for. So you might want to explore these options now, even if they don't wind up being manifested at this time. Again, seeds that you plant, things you look into, all of that can be, have plenty of time to grow. This is also one of the best times ever to rebrand yourself and reinvent yourself and refresh your image physically. I would say if you're doing something like to your physical body, wait until, mid-May and into June because, unless your intuition or something else tells you otherwise, in general, Venus retrograde isn't good for like the big types of physical changes, but a little bit of different hair color, a little bit of minor things that are easily fixable, you still can do in April. But you can start researching things that might be your next big look. You can also update your social media, your website, or your business branding. Jupiter is great for that here. Change up your look, your wardrobe, anything different with your online presence. And you can also really make a lot of headway towards aligning your outward expression with who you're becoming. And Jupiter in your sign is helping you to become an expanded version of what you were and really a truer version of what you are. Something else that you can take advantage of while Jupiter, the great benefic, the bringer of luck, is in your sign is to trust in luck and take some calculated risks. Really going after what you want, taking the bold steps. Jupiter tends to reward that. Asking for promotions, taking a leadership role, embracing new ventures, trying some things on. Gemini loves to experiment, so it's really good for you. And really, betting on yourself and investing in yourself so that the universe can respond to that focus on yourself. So, overall, this is a time, April, May, into early June, to expand your world, to say yes to learning, say yes to teaching, take bold steps, use your voice fearlessly, know that everything you do has this long-term ripple effect and lay the foundation, plant the seeds now for the next 12 years. And before Jupiter leaves, you want to make sure you've embraced this growth and opportunity and these new experiences that are being made possible for you at this time. Okay, so we do have a few other things to discuss, though. You've got a lot of energy in Pisces, Ceres, Saturn, transiting North Node, Venus for a little while in the beginning of the month, Mercury for a little while, all in water sign. That means we are still having a lot of high emotion, for better or worse, a lot of quiet personal pursuits, which could be very good for writing and things like that, or working behind the scenes. And also could be good for ethereal help, intuition, help through your dreams, inspiration. You may find that you're getting up in the middle of the night to write or to create. And you can use your dreams actively to help you break through creative blocks. And then use all of this Aries energy to have the impetus and to take action. Now, as Mars has been moving through your second house of money for a long time, same place where Jupiter's about to go. Mars has been in it or near it since September. So you've been having a big focus on money and finances, as well as home, housing, and real estate. And now Mars is getting ready to go into the house that is ruled by Gemini. So as Jupiter is getting ready to leave the sign of Gemini, Mars is going into the house of Gemini for Gemini. So you've got, an extended period of time. And this actually goes until the middle of June also. So you've got double time for April, May, into June, to really be working on those pursuits. And this Gemini energy is also really good for your relatives, cousins, aunts, uncles, things like that. Okay, so I want to give you a couple more dates. I'm not focusing on the full moon and new moon here because I am doing separate videos on those. But I do want to give you the dates. April 12th, that same day that Venus goes direct, is a full moon at 23 degrees of Libra. And then the new moon is on April 27th at 7 degrees of Taurus. And we are still in eclipse season because the second eclipse, the one solar eclipse at 9 degrees of Aries, joining that Aries party, is still very active. So you may still have life-changing things coming in from those eclipses. And that's a very big thing to know. So this is very much a hybrid month. You'll feel things starting to move forward in a very big way. You'll feel the impetus from all of the fire energy. It will blend beautifully with your air energy. And this can definitely be a banner month. It can carry quite a bit of intensity because changes in information and new things going on from the March eclipses are definitely going to carry over into this time. If you love astrology and you want to learn and you resonate with how I teach, go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com. I'm going to be ending this amazing promo this month, but until I end it here at the end of April, you can get $1,500. Maybe sooner than the end of April. It depends. I have to see, but you get $1,500 worth of free promos when you register for my astrology certification course now. All right. So if you want to learn how to earn money as an astrologer, I can help you with that. If you want to learn just how to help your friends and family, I can help you with that. I treat astrology as a language of learning, like learning a language. And it's a very systematic approach that I use. And you have all kinds of resources, including a forum to ask questions. And then you do the certification directly with me. Okay. So if you love my content and you don't want to miss anything, and you want to get early content, all of my content early, go to anniehelpsyou.com, put your name and email address in there, and get all kinds of goodies as well. I have lots of things in my welcome letter for you, and you won't miss anything I send. I am on Sundays posting weekly Astrology Now reports, and I am doing the new moon and full moon, so you don't want to miss anything. And of course, these monthly April reports. YouTube is not notifying you whenever I post things for the most part. So if you go to anniehelpsyou.com, you won't miss anything I send. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you in a report soon. Bye-bye.